The hush that only comes after a world-shattering scream is thick and heavy in the room. For years, we have followed this family as they have experienced the highs and lows of a public divorce on the red carpet. However, nothing at all could have gotten us ready for when the facade ultimately fell apart. The murmurs were just that when we last spoke. There were hints of a rift between Pierre and Teyana Taylor that nobody wanted to acknowledge. As seen by the dancing shadows on the wall, we witnessed the enigmatic Instagram stories, the missed birthdays, and the eerie video of Teyana standing by herself at a gala, her eyes displaying a heartbreaking melancholy that no amount of diamonds could conceal. However, the shadow has taken shape today. Additionally, it is a shape that will always haunt this family's history. At last, Pierre has spoken up. He also did more than just talk. He opened a treasure trove of secrets that were thought to be hidden deep within, dark dirt of the elites of Hollywood. This goes beyond a simple breakup. Mothers, sisters, and covert friendships are all involved in this generation-spanning betrayal, which makes the Golden Globes seem like a manufactured production. The truth is no longer a guest at the table, so get ready. It is on the verge of destroying the house because it is the only thing that is still standing. Gemini stated, Teyana Taylor's narrative has always, we sympathized with her, we supported her, and we saw how resilient she was, a lady who stood her ground as her marriage to Iman Shumpert crumbled under the terrible spotlight. She left that disaster and walked right into the arms of Pierre, a new, enigmatic light. However, based on the bombshell information Aaron has supposedly started to disclose, that change wasn't a healing act. It was a calculated move that was planned with the accuracy of a military attack. Aaron was never intended to be a permanent fixture. According to family sources within, he served as a bridge, an exquisitely constructed diversion meant to prevent people from peering too closely. Carefully examine the actual causes of the Shumpert marriage's failure. Teyana's mother, the brand's passionate defender, is said to have screened Aaron before his blow-the-lid-off moment. Consider the terrifying truth. In order to make Teyana appear like the healed, powerful queen that the fans wanted, a mother would pick her daughter's next romantic partner based on his marketability and capacity to exude a particular amount of quiet strength. Messages that were leaked depicts a home where love is a negotiating tactic and loyalty is a coin. Allegedly taken from a private family group conversation. According to one purported message from Teyana's sister, remind him why he's becoming too comfortable. These 3 words, the DiCaprio Project, have sent shockwaves through the community of women who have supported Teyana since her 16th birthday. Here, we have the DiCaprio Project to secure, and we can't have him making scenes. Birthday. We were informed for months that Teyana's intimacy with Leonardo DiCaprio on set was solely for work purposes. A gathering of brilliant minds. However, Aaron's purported disclosure points to something much more transactional and personal. He asserts that Teyana was having late-night discussions with Leo about matters unrelated to acting while he was being strutted around in front of cameras as the love of her life. The treachery Aaron explains isn't merely romantic, it is an affront to his honor. He claims that Teyana used her influence to climb a ladder that he was not permitted to touch while he was instructed to stay in his lane. The altercation that purportedly at the end, everything happened at a rented villa, out of the paparazzi's prying eyes, but not out of earshot of the insiders who are now coming forward. The shouting, according to witnesses, could be heard from the driveway, Teyana's voice breaking with anger and frustration, fatigue. But Aaron refused to back down and demanded to know if he was ever more than a prop. She allegedly yelled, "You're a role," at him, a quote that has since gone viral like this scandal. Aaron, everyone in this house has a part to perform, or did you believe that you were unique? According to reports, the ensuing emotional collapse was so bad that Teyana's mother had to call in a cleaner for the story rather than the house. If Aaron did leave, they had to make sure he did so as the antagonist. Before he had even packed his bags, they allegedly started sowing the seeds of his instability and envy. It's the Aaron is the first to have the courage to call it out by name. It's the same strategy they used with Iman. The commotion on social media has been nasty and quick. Women who have long admired Teyana and seen her as a symbol of strength are experiencing severe whiplash. There is a battleground in the comments sections. After reading a post that went viral and had thousands of likes, I felt like my older sister lied to me. Others are standing up for her in asserting that Aaron is merely another male attempting to undermine the beauty of a black woman. Then, however, the celebrity responses began to surface. Once a close friend of the family, a well-known R&B singer shared a single snake emoji on social media. On her story, with the description, "The truth always finds a way out of the basement." This isn't just a rift, it's an exodus. Those who are aware of the true Teyana are beginning to back off out of fear of being caught in the crossfire of Aaron's strategy of scorched ground. He is not merely talking. He is presenting bank documents and invoices that demonstrate that the consulting fees sent to his accounts were hush money intended to silence him regarding the DiCaprio situation. The burden of these secrets is starting to crush the family's younger members as well. According to the rumors, the kids are caught in a truth war where they are being told one thing by their parents and another by the internet. The sisters of Teyana are allegedly at odds, with one wishing to reveal the truth in order to rescue their collective soul, and the other, the business mind, demanding that they intensify the deception. We lose the Golden Globe credibility that an insider overheard during a heated phone call if we acknowledge that the Pierre incident was a setup. Relationships are no longer the only thing at stake. They deal with the fundamental basis of their riches and prestige. If Teyana's ascent was driven more by strategic moves than by natural aptitude and recovery, the empire is in danger. Aaron is allegedly keeping the most devastating secret of all for the ideal time because he is aware of this. A family meal video he recorded with his phone in which the mask slipped off, rather than just slipping entirely. The home's atmosphere has changed from being chilly to being clinical. According to people familiar with the matter, Teyana has stopped eating and is pacing her mansion's hallways while her legal team attempts to extinguish flames that are being started more quickly than they are able to count. According to reports, Aaron shared a phone call audio with Teyana's sister, in which the sister acknowledges that the family business model relies on Teyana being the victim. "We cannot allow you to be Aaron, the hero." The recording's voice claims that, rather than a husband, the public wants to watch her discover who she is. Even in Hollywood, this degree of psychological manipulation is unprecedented. It implies that Teyana might perhaps be she is just as much a victim of her family's avarice as the guys she surrounds herself with. Aaron, however, is not searching for justifications. He's trying to find blood. He is fed up with being the stand-in, the man who was accustomed to erase the public's memory of a man, only to be cast aside when the next major part arose. The claimed involvement of a high-level Hollywood fixer only serves to heighten the controversy, someone who has spent decades managing A-list celebrities' secrets. According to Aaron, the non-disclosure agreements that the family attempted to have him sign at 3 in the morning were written by this fixer. He recounts an instance of complete emotional terrorism, in which he was informed that his career would end before it even began if he didn't support the story. They had written about his split, however, they undervalued him. They believed that he was just another attractive face that they could manipulate by promising a fashion ad or a Marvel film. Aaron had been maintaining his own records, but they were unaware of this. He knows the names, dates, and times of all the people that came through that door to sell Teyana an unrealized version of herself. The grief is evident as the supporters go through the most recent leaks. For the ladies who have followed Teyana, this is more than simply rumors. It seems like a personal betrayal. On stage, we witnessed her sob, and now one must question if she was crying for the cameras or for herself. We must now inquire as to whether she was feeling Aaron's heart or looking for his microphone pack after witnessing her embrace him on the red carpet. The consequences of the complete betrayal are only getting started. Aaron has stated that the true reason Teyana was spotted leaving a private clinic in the middle of the night will be the subject of his next revelation. The family has spent millions of dollars trying to avoid the news stories. The Taylor family is running out of hiding spots, and the entire world is holding its breath. Aaron's most recent cryptic post is the cliffhanger that has everyone's heart in their throat. Some secrets are too small to stay hidden forever. Does this mean there's a secret child, or is the secret something even more devastating? Gemini wrote beside a picture of a baby's nursery, "World into a tailspin," but the truth about that picture is much darker than a covert pregnancy. According to Aaron Pierre, the nursery served as the scene of the last, most severe negotiation of his dignity, rather than being for a new life. According to sources, Teyana's mother sat him down in that chamber, which was meant for a future that was promised to him, and explained the conditions of his voluntary disappearance. The most recent set of leaked memos indicates that the family was already preparing his leaving documents as he was still choosing furnishings for a life he believed to be true. This was an expulsion from a dream, not just a breakup. According to Aaron, the nursery served as a prop similar to himself, a means of maintaining he made an investment in the family business until the DiCaprio film was formally finished. It's astounding how much emotional warfare there is. Suppose you were standing in a room designed for the child you wanted, and your mother-in-law informed you that the sister's involvement has taken a sudden, angular turn into betrayal. and the contract has reached its expiration date. At a high-end fashion event, Teyana's sisters were supposedly captured on camera on a hot mic when she was descending into a profound, black stillness. Paris, fighting over who would receive Aaron's shares of their newly created joint lifestyle brand. One sister allegedly said that Teyana is too emotional to see the big picture. Aaron fulfilled his role. He restored her reputation. He was able to win the women back to her cause, and he must now leave so that we may change our focus to the A-list. For the past 48 hours, this recording has been making the rounds in private group discussions, demonstrating that the rot isn't merely at the summit, it runs in the family. These sisters are now viewed as vultures by the fans who earlier thought of them as squad goals. In order to dissect her public character, they are waiting for their own sibling to falter. Women from all around America are questioning, if you can't trust your own flesh and blood, who do you have left? In the comment sections, which have become a mourning ground for the idea of sisterhood. However, the most shocking discovery in this Pierre supposedly found a hidden safe deposit box by mistake in the middle part of the nightmare. He says he discovered the blueprint, a tangible folder with the PR plans for each man Teyana has been associated with over the past 10 years. He wasn't alone, and it wasn't only Amon. That folder contained the names of silent industry titans and influential executives that the general public had never even connected to Teyana. Additionally, Aaron claims that the folder included performance evaluations for each relationship, describing the extent to which each man boosted her relatability score and social media following. The insiders claim that Aaron sobbed upon realizing he was merely the fourth participant in a long-term experiment with establishing his notoriety. He presented the folder to Teyana in their kitchen, causing such a furious outburst that neighbors apparently contacted private security. It wasn't denied by Teyana. "I had to survive," she reportedly said, looking him in the eye. The leaked texts have spread from the family chat to Teyana's inner circle of employees, exposing a culture of terror. "My mother didn't raise a woman, she raised a legacy." According to a previous assistant, while Aaron was still residing in the property, they were compelled to remove his favorite candles and replace his clothing with brand new stuff for Teyana's next stage. This helper claims that Aaron was being gaslighted by the family into thinking he was going insane by telling him he had lost items that they had thrown away. Aaron has clearly suffered psychologically. Recently, paparazzi images, the once vibrant actor appears to be a shadow of his former self, with his shoulders drooping and eyes sunken. According to reports, Teyana's mother is allegedly paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to hide this terrible reality. They wish to keep their business of breaking men to make queens a secret from the world. A viral video of Teyana's sister appearing on a podcast and being questioned directly about Aaron's accusations has paralyzed social media. She responded with a sly sneer before saying, "In this family, we don't have relationships, we have alliances." Aaron is responsible if he didn't read the fine print. More than 1 million people have shared the video, turning become the smoking gun for anyone who thinks the Taylors are a personality cult. When Teyana's name is mentioned, celebrities who used to pack her VIP areas suddenly become busy. According to reports, Leonardo DiCaprio's camp has also released a statement. Leo is reportedly horrified that his name was used as a tool in a family power war. According to insiders, as companies come to terms with the fact that Team Teyana has come to represent Team Treachery, the walls are closing in and the funding that supported the empire is beginning to dwindle. A fresh voice has surfaced as we continue to explore the wreckage. An estranged family member from Teyana's father's side for many years. According to this relative, the strategic love model was truly inherited from Teyana's grandmother, who supposedly exchanged her happiness for a place at the elite table of the 1970s. In an interview that was leaked, the relative muttered, "Teyana is just doing what she saw, are all engaged in a game that predates her birth." However, Aaron was the only one who truly fell in love with the person rather than the product. They had to destroy him because of this. This background provides a dimension of our audience of moms and grandparents is reeling from intergenerational pain. We are witnessing the recurrence of an ancestral sin rather than merely a celebrity breakup. When Aaron apparently arrived at the family estate to pick up his last possessions, he was greeted with a queue of attorneys and a final offer check instead of Teyana, setting off the heated incident that followed this leak. He screamed at the home, "You can't buy my memory," and then proceeded to tear the check into pieces on the front yard. As caught on camera by a hidden doorbell that has now been inexplicably leaked to the media. Teyana's mother, there are rumors that Teyana is being held against her will in a posh wellness retreat, with her mother acting as her power of attorney, while she was supposedly stone-faced and observed from the balcony. in the cliffhanger that has everyone yelling at their screens. Aaron hired a private investigator to investigate the DiCaprio consultations, but he found no evidence of an affair. Is the Queen of Hollywood truly a prisoner in her own palace? Had proof of something far larger. A string of wire transfers from a shell firm connected to a third individual. A politician whose name would bring down half the music industry and the entire Taylor family. Aaron shared a single picture of a bank account. The kingmaker is about to be unmasked, reads the caption for the number. The entire globe is frozen. Who is the money laundering man? When Aaron was at home, who was the man Teyana was actually consulting? The kingmaker is no longer a ghost in the machine, and Aaron Pierre's name has just been whispered into the Taylor family's ears. The next hour might change everything, and they are apparently in a state of complete uncontrolled fear. The third man is a high-level political strategist with connections to the nation's highest offices. He is not an actor nor a producer, but the emptiness has sent a fatal chill through the very corridors of power. Aaron asserts that the money flowing from such shell firms was not only utilized to finance Teyana's career, but also to guarantee that the community was being given a controlled narrative. According to the documents, Aaron allegedly began uploading to a secure site. A dark money organization funded Teyana's Golden Globe campaign because they wanted her to represent a new movement that was Teyana wasn't merely playing a part in a film, she was also playing a part in a government-sponsored psychological operation. The fallout inside the family was nothing more than a diversion from a huge parliamentary scandal. Has supposedly escaped from the healing center where her mother was keeping her, and instead of going to her lawyers, she went to Aaron. This has escalated to a level of Shakespearean tragedy. Teyana is seen hunched in a table with the man the family attempted to destroy in a startling, blurry video that was leaked by a bystander at a small town cafe. She appears